Hi, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in this video we are going to find out if it's better to use the Ordinary Azelaic Acid suspension before or after your moisturizer. Well, if you're here for the short answer, I can already tell you that it does not make a difference and you will achieve the same outcome. Doesn't matter if you're using the moisturizer before or after the Azelaic Acid suspension. However, if you have a sensitive skin type and you can also feel some stinging and burning when using the Azelaic Acid, I recommend also using the moisturizer afterwards so that it also can reduce that sensation. Now, how do I know about it and why did I come to this conclusion? Well, this is also now what I wanted to share with you, and I'm also going to put the websites in the description box down below so that you can also read it in your own time. And then after that, I'm also going to give you a little demonstration when it comes to the application. So let's get started with the Ordinary website, since this is also where I bought the product from, and it's always a good start to look it up where you bought it from and see if it mentions anything about the directions on how you should use it. So in this case, we now can see right here the main information about the Azelaic Acid suspension. And all what it mentions right here is the format, that it's a suspension, and with the regime and step that you should use it after the water-based serums. And also if you're going to click on it and also read through the directions right here, you can see that it does not really mention anything about the moisturizer or how you should use it. It just says that you can apply it on your face morning and or evening to improve the visible brightness and appearance of your skin texture, and that's mainly it. So in this case, they do not really go into details, but this is also where you would think, well, maybe it doesn't play a big role. Maybe it's just basically up to you. And then I also want to go into details and see what if you're only going to use a product that you can't get over the counter, like you have to have a prescription for it. And this is also what I found. Here's a product that's called Financea, and it's a 15% gel of azelaic acid. And when getting something over, like not over the counter, but by a prescription, they also have to give you some directions so that you also know how you can use it correctly, since it's not always just up to you in that case. And it also talks about the moisturizer and also how you should use it. And right here, it just mentions you do not need to use a moisturizer with Financea, but if you're prone to very dry skin, you may want to moisturize. Avoid heavily perfumed moisturizers, however, and stick to moisturizers for sensitive skin. You can apply the moisturizer before or after Financea, it's up to you. So in this case, they're basically telling you just do what feels the best for your skin. But then I also discovered an interesting article where they've done a study about how you should apply it and also if it would make a difference. And this is also the article right here. And it basically says that if you are having a sensitive skin type and you also experience some stinging and burning when using the Azelaic Acid product, you can apply the moisturizer after the Azelaic Acid to reduce the sensitivity. This is basically what they found out. But they also found out that when using the moisturizer before or after on patients that do not have the problem with the sensitivity, it does not play a big role, and it also does not change the efficacy of the azelaic acid, which is really interesting. And this is also why I wanted to share this with you, since this also can make it clear that it's totally up to you how you want to use it, but if you have a sensitive skin, use the moisturizer after the azelaic acid suspension. And so now that you also saw from where I got those details, I also want to share with you a little demonstration. So I also want to mention that depending on your skin type, it's not necessary to use a moisturizer. You can, it's up to you, but you don't have to. And I have a drier combination skin, and depending on how my skin is currently behaving, I can use the Ordinary Azelaic Acid suspension on its own, and that's already enough. So I'm just going to demonstrate you now on one cheek how you can apply it. And of course, always apply any other skincare products after you have washed your face with a gentle cleanser. And then if you want to use it over the entire face and neck area, using a pea-sized amount is enough for the entire area. But you can also use the Azelaic Acid suspension to only use it on certain areas where you feel the need. You don't have to use it all over the face. So I'm now going to focus on my cheek. So when using it like this, depending on your skin, you might feel like that it's enough, that you don't need to use a moisturizer. That's totally fine. And if you're a little bit more sensitive, you want to use the moisturizer after the azelaic acid suspension. But if you do not really have that sensitivity, then it's totally up to you. So I'm now going in with the moisturizer, which I'm going to use now as my first step. Again, if you want to use it over your face, you can go with 1 pea size amount. But if you only want to use it on a certain area, you can also use less. So now the moisturizer is on. And now I'm going to use a bit of the azelaic acid. And this feels good too. You have to you have to experiment with it so that you can see what works the best for you, what also feels the best for you. And the method that works the best for you is also the one that you also can use and keep on doing. And this is also what I wanted to share with you. And I also do hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did so, don't forget to give it a thumbs up as well as share it. And I will see you soon in the next one. Bye!